All right, we're streaming now. We are live on Twitch,
Why the hell? Oh my chin.
and we are live on YouTube. So, welcome back to episode 12 of From Half Court. Today we have actually we actually have a big day of news today. We have a lot of things to talk about. We're going to cover the Aaron Rodgers resigning with the Packers, Russell Wilson trade, Russell Westbrook. Um, is Russell Westbrook too sensitive about people uh, chanting, booing him and chanting his name differently, calling him Russell Westbrook? Is he being too sensitive? Is that just part of being in LA? Hmm? And also in the college basketball championship in the NEC, Bryant and Wagner fans got in a fight in the stands, which was pretty interesting to say. But let's get right into it. We'll start with the big news of yesterday. Aaron Rodgers re-signs with the Green Bay Packers for around $200 million for the next 4 years. Darren, what's your first reaction to that?
I think that was a small news compared to Russell Wilson, but I'll go ahead and say I guess that's big news because people was talking about it forever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Uh, yeah, I guess if you win an MVP 2 times, yeah, you deserve that payday. But he definitely needs to give Green Bay another Super Bowl within those 4 years. No question, it's a lot of money. Getting paid like the highest paid quarterback, and he's not getting it done in the postseason. Somebody said this today. He's the best. He might be the best regular season quarterback ever, the GOAT regular season. But something happens in the postseason. That's how I feel.
What about Peyton Manning? I know he has two rings, but for like a long time, people were shitting on Peyton. His playoff.
Touch. If we just talking about regular season, touchdown to interception ratio, Aaron Rodgers is ridiculous.
What do you think the next move is for Green Bay Packers? What does this set up? Does this mean they get to keep Devonte Adams long term?
Uh,
What do
we'll
you?
see. We'll see. I don't. I hope not. I hope he gets to test free agency after this year, after his franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's a big deal for Green Bay, but it's I'm not too excited. It's like, for example, if he doesn't make it out the NFC this year, what are we gonna say? There's no big quarterback there besides Matthew Stafford and Kyler Murray. And Kyler Murray gets hurt halfway through the year. Who else is stopping him in the NFC? Dak Prescott? No, I don't believe in the Cowboys. Anybody in the NFC South? Matt Ryan? Maybe. But he's not gonna have his top receiver, Calvin Ridley, again. So who? Maybe San Francisco? I just don't see it. I
That's
just
probably
don't
the
see it.
best bet.
I think the Rams honestly is the best bet, but I just don't see Aaron Rodgers doing it. Their window is still open. They can still got a Jair Alexander, a Devontae Adams. I think they have to get rid of Zadarius Smith. Uh, I don't want to mess up his name. Bakatari. I'm saying it right.
The lineman.
They they have those pieces still there. Kenny Clark. They have those pieces, but we'll see. Their window is.
What do you do with Jordan Love since you signed him for 4 years? From a organizational standpoint and from like a Jordan Love standpoint.
You see if you can develop him in that time frame. That's all you have to worry about. Trying to develop him.
Isn't he? Hasn't he been there for 2 years?
Mm, yeah, I think so. Yep.
What do you? What do you? So what do you? So from a Jordan Love standpoint, what do you think of this?
He's not ready. He knows he's not ready. That's all it comes down to. He's not ready.
You
He's
don't
not.
think another NFL team would want to trade for him?
No,
Hmm.
no. Y'all just decided to pay this quarterback a lot of money. He's aging, and he hasn't gotten you into a Super Bowl in over 10 years. Excuse me. And he was making a fuss. It's cool you want him back. You got him back. That's cool. He gets the MVP. But in 2 years, you haven't developed Jordan Love. So no, he's not. He's not ready. He knows he's not ready. There's no other team that will be willing to just take a flyer and say he's ready, especially after that Kansas City game this past year that he had to play in.
Well, here's my thing. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Um, Jordan Love's already been there for 2 years. How long does it take to develop a quarterback? Does it matter how long? Excuse me. Does it matter how long it's going to take to develop him since you got Aaron Rodgers, or is it just we're just going to develop you until Aaron Rodgers retires, then we're going to move on from Aaron Rodgers? Like, what's like the time frame? What's the deadline per se? That's
If
what
he's
I'm
not
looking
ready,
for.
if he's not ready to go by his 5th year option, I'm hoping that you probably make him move.
So basically, rookie contract.
Yeah, if
That
he's
makes
not
sense.
ready,
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
I think it's wide open. If I would, I think Vegas has Green Bay winning the Super Bowl or making it to the Super Bowl to represent the NFC. And I really don't see the big obstacle besides the Rams and the 49ers.
Gotcha.
Everything else in the NFC should be more of a cakewalk for him.
All right. So let's move on to the other big topic of yesterday.
The
Uh,
biggest news.
the biggest news, as Darren's saying. Russell Wilson got traded to the Denver Broncos. What's your first reaction to that?
You can go first on this one.
So hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the trade first.
Okay, then I'll go
My
first.
first. Oh, okay, my
Okay,
bad.
go ahead. No, go
My
ahead.
so my first thought was, wow, that's a big trade. I think the first thing I did was I texted you to see and asked you, does that make you nervous about your division? Because you got traded into your division. Then I actually looked up the trade and saw what they traded. Darren, they traded a lot, dog. Darren, they traded a lot. They traded, if off the top of my head, they traded 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks,
A
um,
5th round pick.
a 5th round pick, Noah Fant,
Shelby Harris.
and somebody else. I forget who that person
Shelby
was.
Harris.
Shelby Harris. I don't know what he
Andrew
is.
Locke.
Oh, I forgot about Drew Lock. I
This
like Drew
boy
Lock.
forgot all
Uh,
about the trade.
but the
Yep.
biggest one was Noah Fant. I think 2 first round picks and Noah Fant and 2 seconds. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I understand what
You
you're doing. You're trading to go get your quarterback to win now. But that's a lot to give up. I feel like if Denver doesn't win a Super Bowl within, well, shit, as long as Russell Wilson's at in Denver, this is a complete failure. This is a win now trade.
I'm sorry. You went out at one point. You said the big part is what now? The big part of the trade was what?
Oh, giving up not only giving up the picks, but giving up Noah Fant. That blew me away. I think that was too much.
You're wild. No, it wasn't too much. This is a great deal. If anybody won, it will be Russell. The Denver Broncos. Excuse me. If anybody won, it will be Russell and the Denver Broncos. You have the. You can give up all that you gave up because of the. What deal was it that gave them that extra pick in the first round? What deal was it?
Are you talking about Jamal
Von
Adams?
Miller. Von
Oh,
Miller. Von Miller. I think that was the 3rd round pick actually.
okay.
So if you got all that trade capital and you could possibly get Von Miller back for next year, why wouldn't you do that? Because of Noah Fant? Is Noah Fant a top 5 tight end in the game? No, he's not. I can't answer that question for you. He's not. Not right now. Not with Denver. Not with Seattle. Who's ever going to be throwing him the ball unless they get a crazy good quarterback out of nowhere. So no, this is a good trade for Denver. They got a young defense. Shelby Harris is solid. He's a very good defensive tackle. But if you have to give him up for Russell Wilson, you give him up. Noah Fant is not a top 5 tight end, no disrespect to him. I would argue that there's multiple tight ends better. He's big, though. He's the bigger tight end, so I definitely agree with that. But you still got Cortland Sutton, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got KJ Hamler, you got two phenomenal running backs in Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, and a good offensive line, and a really good young and good defense, and Bradley Chubb and Patrick Surtain leading that way, and Simmons, the safety.
Justin Simmons.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? Yes, it's a win now trade. What trade isn't a win now trade most of the time?
Trading back in the draft.
Mm, I debate that. I would debate that. San Francisco was representing their division and they traded up in the draft for the Dolphins, and that was a win down trade,
For
even though they
bro,
just got Trey Lance.
I don't think you. I'm saying trading back, not trading up. Trading back.
I mean, but if you're trading back, you're usually making a trade with somebody else that's going to take your pick and coming forward, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
So
it's
for the,
always going to be somebody that's trying to win now.
I mean, yes, but my point is, in the example you just gave, uh, for I think it was Miami. You said Miami. That's not a
Miami
win.
and San Francisco.
Yeah, that's not. That was a win now trade for Miami. That's my point.
For San Francisco, it was.
So are you saying as long as there's a win now scenario for at least one team?
Yes. There's a win. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I guess that makes sense. But okay. Shout out
Anyway,
to Caxpus06 in the chat. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned in. We're just going over some sports topic for this week. We do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you tune in Friday.
back to the topic though. Appreciate you watching. Back to the topic though. The quarterback classes in the AFC compared to the NFC is ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. You got Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson for right now, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson. Uh, I know I'm missing somebody. Who? Brian Tannehill. Uh, why can't I name him? I'm tripping.
We're talking about AFC.
Yeah, in the AFC,
Did you say Lamar, Joe Burrow, Baker?
Lamar, Joe Burrow. Thank you. Those. Thank you. It's getting. It's this is crazy. This is crazy. The AFC is just crazy. Don't let Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson figure out their way within the next year or two, and Zach Wilson figure out his way because it's just ridiculous at this point.
As a Raiders fan, how do you feel about this trade?
It's one of those things that you knew was going to happen. So
You
you're
knew
not.
there, yeah.
I don't feel. When I first saw the news,
Hmm. You paused. You paused.
didn't care. Happen. If it wasn't Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers, it
they're
was
gonna
going
have
to
to
be another
start
year
over.
with this team and not have a quarterback from the jump.
Yeah, start over. You were like frozen the whole time.
They pretty much Denver wasn't going to go into this year without a quarterback. They had there. It was either going to be Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or Deshaun Watson. There was going to be another elite quarterback in our division. So I'm not too surprised by it. I wasn't shocked when I first saw it. It was more so like, okay, I'm just waiting for the news to see what they gave up because what they gave up was coming out a little bit slower than just Russell Wilson getting traded, right?
Right.
So I don't really care too much. I think it just makes our division stronger, and that just makes it more exciting. Me personally, I like the fact that we got a new head coach. They got a new head coach, new quarterback, good defense. That's great for them. Chargers, they got their new coach last year. He's gonna be come back better than probably next year. So it just is what it is. I'm excited for it. You got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Look, we're gonna see.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. All right. Any you got anything else on the Broncos in this trade?
It's a solid trade. That's all I gotta say. It is a solid trade. Whoever buys the Denver Broncos, you're walking into a good organization from the standpoint of how it's built right now. I can tell you that.
I'm glad you said that because I can do a quick transition into this topic real quick. I just saw this article randomly on the internet, like right
Mhm.
now. Apparently, TMZ is saying that Kanye West and Antonio Brown are making efforts to buy the Broncos.
I do
I
not
feel
want
like
that to
every
happen.
time any type of black celebrity or anything or any person like that puts their name into buying an American sports franchise, I feel like it gets shitted on in the media for a couple weeks. Then you never hear anything about it ever again for a lot of them. I remember specifically. I'm talking about when Floyd was trying to buy the Clippers. That's one, and there were I think Steph and them were trying to buy like the Panthers or something at one point.
But he's gonna be a minority owner, so I don't really think that is the same.
It's
Uh,
not the same, but you're still like kind of the face just because you're a celebrity in the group, right? It's like
it
Jay Z want to own
depends.
the Nets. He didn't. He was a minority owner of the Nets, but
I mean, it
still owns the
depends.
Nets.
It depends. I don't know if Antonio Brown and Kanye are trying to buy it as majority owners or minority. I personally don't know.
All right,
Um,
but let's move on. My bad. Go ahead.
I I don't want to see Antonio Brown in the NFL. Period. Owner. It's just not. No, no. Now, if you said Ray Lewis, now that's a player I'm cool with buying some shit.
So, and I didn't want to say on this one, but quick question: do
Mhm.
you think the owners would even let Antonio Brown own an
Not
NFL
even
team?
sniffing near it. Not even sniffing near it. Kanye should just get his name away from Antonio Brown when it comes to that. If he's serious about buying it,
Oh man, I feel that.
Mm,
I feel that
we
definitely.
we go. Yeah, that's all.
All right, next topic. So Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry, Russell. I keep fucking up. Russell Westbrook.
Disrespectful.
Russell
Disrespectful.
Russell Westbrook came out in one of his press conferences lately, and he said he doesn't mind people talking about how bad he's been playing, talking about how bad he's been missing shots, but he said it's getting out of control with the Lakers fans because he's family and his family's receiving death threats. His family doesn't want to go to Lakers games because the fans are so um, I can't think of a better word, mean to him per se,
Disrespectful.
disrespectful. He was saying he doesn't like how people were changing his name to West Brick. That's his name. That's his legacy. That's the name. That's his parents. That means something to his parents. Means something to his family. Means something when he leaves the house. So my question to you is Westbrook being oversensitive, or and that's just part of what comes with LA and it being part of a big franchise in a big city, or does he is he right that this is just it's getting kind of out of hand and it's going too far?
A little bit of both. Nobody should be receiving death threats. Nobody should be receiving death threats for playing basketball, no matter how good or bad they're at. Good at it. Good or bad, they're at it. I don't know if I said that correctly, but yeah, nobody should be receiving death threats. Period. Point blank. Period. It's not worth it. Nobody should. Not for basketball. Not for anything, but definitely not for basketball. Uh, as for the name, if they're just chanting it, no, play better. Point blank. Period. Play better. You know where you were going when you signed up for it. That's LA. Same thing if you go to Philly. Play better. Um,
A
but I
reporter
do
was saying
understand.
a reporter
But
was
I
saying
do.
that he loves LA. Like apparently he gets to like he's able to take his kids to school. Just like a lot more freedom, a lot more family out there, that type of thing.
Yeah, I believe it. I 100% believe it. But there's also a report that he wants to be traded at when the season is over. So
But I don't want to hear that shit. Trade that nigga before the deadline.
The deadline is passed.
I know it's past. I'm saying they should have traded him before the deadline. He was playing like hot garbage.
If they didn't want, if nobody wanted him at that time, then what are you
They
gonna
could have
do?
traded him for Ben Simmons. They could have figured it out.
No, you can't. And no, you can't. No, no, no. And that doesn't solve nobody's problem. Whose problem does that solve? LA has somebody that's playing all of a sudden in Ben Simmons, but he doesn't shoot on a team that needs shooters.
I feel what you're saying, but this is the same team that needed shooters in the offseason and went and got Russell Westbrook. So, you know what I'm saying?
So how is it going to change if you got
I think
another
it's a
person
better
who
option.
refuses to? I
Russell
would
Westbrook's
rather
playing
have
horrible.
I'd rather have Russell Westbrook attempting to shoot than Ben Simmons being wide open with the person drifting towards the basket and him not shooting.
But here's the difference, though. I feel like if you got Ben Simmons with LeBron and a better organization, they could utilize Ben Simmons to his skill set better, and Ben Simmons doesn't have to shoot the ball.
Do you know that that's the same thing they said about Westbrook? We wanted to take the ball out of LeBron's hands so he could just be more off ball so he doesn't have to do everything. So let's go get this guy who gets his triple doubles. You see that's how that logic worked out. So why would the logic of, oh, he's a good defender, but on offense he can only handle the ball and he can't shoot? You think that's going to help the Lakers
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying you're
dramatically
saying it's a
more?
stagnant trade,
Thank you. That's exactly
but
what I'm saying.
I'm saying if you didn't go get shooting in the offseason, I doubt they're going to go get shooting now. And they're both of their values are very low right now, for two different reasons. But I feel like you can make a decent trade. Honestly, though, I think we're both wrong. I think they should have made that trade. The fact that they didn't know Tyrese Halliburton was available and didn't try to make a trade for him, I think is a big deal. They should have tried to make a run at him.
Rob Plinka.
But this is a tangent. This is a small tangent. Sacramento sucks. Are they ever going to get that shit turned around in Sacramento?
I don't know. That's a
Bro, that's a
weird. That's a
bad
weird situation.
franchise, bro. Cleveland, I think Sacramento's the new Cleveland. Since Cleveland has a championship already, Sacramento's the new Cleveland of the NBA.
Cleveland of the NBA. Ah, the NBA. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. I don't know about that, but okay. They need to get better. I can tell you that, but I don't know what they need to do to get better because I refuse to watch their games because they're not that great.
They're not.
I watch them. I watched like the first quarter and then I'm done. If I do, they got De'Aaron Fox and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, but you got anything else on Russell Westbrook? Because I'm with you. He needs. I think he needs to definitely, obviously, play better.
Needs to play
But
better, but
depth
also
charts are
whoever
off.
the fuck is sending him death threats need to chill the fuck out. It's basketball. It's not life or death, and it's definitely not politics. So it's not none of that shit. So why are we threatening players?
I don't know, Darren. People take sports more serious than politics.
Well, that's just stupid shit. That's pretty. Let's go ahead and say that. But ultimately, if you put money, I think the only thing that you could have possibly did was like lose a lot of money in the game. But even then, I don't know. I don't know. That still has nothing to do with Westbrook for you to put money on the Lakers at this point.
It's just been super disappointing. Very super
It
disappointing.
is disappointing, but and also why everyone said the West, like you said, Westbrook or whatever. LeBron said he don't like those names either. Think about it. Just really think. When he said that, it really hit me. LeBron, Westbrook, and Street Clothes. That's one team in West. That's disrespectful.
Well, they've been disrespecting LeBron forever. Remember when they were calling him the Queen?
The Queen, La GM, something else. I forgot. Uh,
They've been
But
disrespecting Braun. Braun's probably just kind of used to
street clothes and shit like that.
it.
I just
Street clothes is crazy. No, no.
as much as it's funny though, it is
That's so
funny, but
creative.
it's not right. It's not right to keep
Oh
doing
shit.
it.
Charles said, I only see him in street clothes." Oh shit.
Disrespect. Disrespect.
Oh shit. Give
But
Charles Barkley an Oscar.
don't count Lakers out though. That's what will say. Don't count the Pelicans out too. At some point, I feel like every week I tell myself we're gonna talk about CJ McCollum and the Pelicans, and we don't.
You want to
But at
talk about him
some
real
point
quick?
we're gonna. Not really. I don't got nothing on them. They lost to the Grizzlies. I'm gonna talk about them when they get some wins. When they get more wins.
All right, then I'm gonna wrap up with something. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but two small colleges got in a fight. Apparently, this Bryant student section is like it's crazy. If you're about to see like how loaded the stadium is, and just have Bryant fans. So let me give a little bit of preference before you watch this. So apparently, for like these smaller conferences, like the NEC here, unlike the Big Ten and the bigger conferences, they don't have a set location for their championship games. So so there's a lot of travel involved. So the Bryant fans traveled had way more people travel than the Wagner fans. The Wagner had like a small section of fans come to the game. So since it was so small, it was literally just family and friends. Rode on the buses and drove out with the team type stuff. Small school. So apparently they got into it with the student section of Bryant. And that's what we're about to watch right now, real quick.
We just watching a minute, right? The minute 27.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not that long.
Certainly, some of them are trying to get there. And again, there were a couple of busloads of Wagner fans that I think that was where they were sitting. I don't see any of the players up there. Hopefully not.
Well, the players were trying to get up there, that's for sure. But give the Wagner staff and the security people here in the building, but mostly the Wagner staff did a very good job of containing their players before this got really
Bottles started getting thrown.
And it's not over yet.
There's 4.5 minutes left in this game.
Darren, look at the
Was
score. There's not four. This game was been over.
Obviously, we have no clue how
This is the most embarrassing thing I've seen for the school of Bryant.
Mason is doing the right thing.
Shame on y'all.
The concern,
Not even just y'all fan base. This is a direct correlation to the school.
Into the
And
stands.
I'm putting
these
it
players, their families are up there as well. Their parents, their brothers, their sisters, their relatives, and we don't know exactly what's being said up there. But you've got people throwing drinks on each other, throwing.
All I saw was a bunch of black people fighting a bunch of white people. That's what I
And
saw.
that note, we might have to go ahead and be done because that's wild. That's all you see.
That's what I saw. I saw a bunch of black people in fighting a bunch of white people. They apparently, since they walked in the building, they were chanting them. They were on their ass since they walked in the building. Just like loud and just talking their shit.
I mean, yeah.
Apparently, their student section is like the real deal for being that small of a school. So
These niggas might get expelled from the school.
this white boy right here in the middle with no shirt on, he probably will because he's all up on the camera throwing drinks on people and shit.
You can't just say the guy with the no shirt on.
There's only one person with no shirt on.
Yeah, that's exactly why you could just say the person with no shirt on instead of
He's
saying
white
the
though.
white.
He's white as fuck.
We all see that, bro. We all see that. You could easily just say the guy with no shirt on.
Punches being thrown. You've got female students.
The dude with the bloody nose
One
might
thing
get
leads to another, and
expelled
it's
too.
just mayhem.
Look, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I don't care how good you are. You're not. I'm sorry. Bryant is not good enough to win the damn March Madness. So hell no. I'm sorry. There's no reason to be that damn hype. Right. Okay, cool. You're hype fans, but y'all never gonna win shit. So just go ahead and get that shit out. That's crazy. That is nuts.
There was a comment. There was 2 comments I wanted to read real fast. I take total exception to the commentary that would seem to relate an altercation resulting from Wagner fan frustration with the game. Wagner family, friends, and fans were under attack from the moment we entered the gym. During the first half, we were verbally assaulted with unending profanity as well as paper and bottles being thrown at us by scores of drunken Bryant students. Sitting behind and above us in the bleachers. Campus security was never able to restrain or contain these miscreants who finally physically attacked. People were defending themselves and their young children who were being pushed down the bleachers. Yeah. So that's just one side of it. They're saying like they started it basically.
If Bryant is going to make the tournament, they should be kicked out for this one.
For their fans?
Fair. No fans should be at their games. How about that?
That makes a little bit more sense. But
'Cause you
if
can't
they,
punish the players.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's all I got for today. You got anything else to say before you wrap up?
Nope. Ready for some more. We're probably going to talk about some franchise tags that happened this past week on Friday. I want to talk about Devontae Adams, Mike Williams, stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay, so make sure you guys tune into that on Friday around noon. We're going to be live on Twitch and YouTube. Excuse me. So make sure you tune in for that. Thank you guys for watching another episode. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. And peace.